Right, big lumps are off. Now with the detergenty water, I'm using the shampoo again because I've been told, I don't know if it's true, but shampoos are not salt based, but washing up liquid is. So people using washing up liquid are just rubbing salt into the paintwork, which isn't a good idea. So I've gone for the 240, some warm soapy water. I just want to take this down very, very gently now, and I'm trying to do circles, and I'm trying to keep within the bounds of the paint where I've already been. Don't want to go too far into the bonnet. Minutes later, that's going to be alright. I think it's going to be alright. I'm just going to get that back into primer and put a top coat on, using the top coat as a guide coat. Try that. I think the filler, as you can see, there's not very much filler left, but it has gone into the dips, and I've nipped that off as well. That big crack there is looking less obvious, which is all I can hope for, really. And the little crack has been primed. That is really evident that that's a crack, but it's going to be alright. I'm not panicking yet. I should be, but I'm not. I've studied the VIN plate, and I believe this to be the right colour for this car. It's Halfords Deep Impact Blue. It's going to have a deep impact on whether we blend this in or not, if it actually matches the car. I've given this a damn good shake. Just going to puff over some already prepared areas. That is going to show dreadfully, but it doesn't matter because I've got a secret ingredient I'm going to use later on to cover up all the imperfections on the imperfections. So here we go, Deep Impact Blue. Oh, I'm quite scared that this isn't going to match at all. Here we go. That looks remarkably good, I have to say. As a colour match, I think we're golden. Not literally golden, more blue than golden, but there we are. Give that a couple of seconds. That is going to match, unbelievable. Well done, Deep Impact Blue. Give that a couple of seconds. It's only 15 degrees here, so the paint isn't exactly drying that quickly. I'm going to give that one little blast along the edge, and I think we'll come back to that. What I don't want to do is incorporate a run into the paint along with all the other errors I'm creating. Welcome to Catastrophe Central. That paint just doesn't match. It's much darker. That is not the crease of the bonnet. That is where the paint transitions from Halfords Deep Impact Blue to Deep Impact Blue. It's nothing like the same colour. It's awful, absolutely awful colour match. I'm going to blend that edge in. I'll show you how I'm going to do that a little bit later on. Also, where I'd had all the masking, it had left glue everywhere. I had to wash the bonnet, wouldn't wash off. I had to use chemicals, then I had to wash the chemicals off. I've just spent half an hour getting back to that. Quite disappointing. We shall see. We shall see if we can turn it around. I'll just give you a quick clue as to how bad the colour match is. I emptied the can here a because I'm going to T-cut all that, and it had big dings in it. And, well, can you see where the paint's gone? Back on this dreadful old bonnet here. I've just 600 sanded that to lose that edge. And to cut into the lacquer that's here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to fade this dark blue into the lighter blue of the original paint, hopefully. And if you look at that when it's wet, it looks pretty awful, but when you let it dry it looks disgusting. So it's going to need lacquer. It's going to need at least a lacquer. I don't see one. I don't even see one even bothering. Watch it as it dries out. It won't take long. Oh, that's really quite. It's really dreadful after you've 600 sanded it. Anyway, I'm going to fill it with some special stuff I've got, and then mask it so that I don't get a hard edge, and we'll come back to you later. There it is, filled. I've put some very, very small quantities of this stuff on it. This is actually for toys when you're making plastic models. Revel Plasto. It's a pre-mix basically, and it dries very quickly. I'll let that dry off, and within about half an hour I'll be able to sand that back down. While we're waiting for the filler to dry, I'm going to give you a quick run around the car, because it's got quite a lot of aftermarket bolt-on goodies, they used to be called back in the day. It's got this aftermarket aluminium gear stick with ST written on it. I don't know if you can see that. That is really unpleasant to hold on to in the cold weather, because it's just a solid lump of, I think, aluminium, and it's just too darn cold. Usual gauges up here and through here. We go around to the back. We've got some aftermarket exhaust. I think there's a cat delete going on back there. Bowler wheels that have been nicely chunked, not by me, I hasten to add. H&R wheel spacers, they are really expensive. They're 140 a pair, I think. I think that's the original graphic down the side. The specially faded version of the ST badge. More Bowler wheels and more H&R wheel spacers. As discussed before, bonnet risers, which make the bonnet look, well, just unpleasant, to tell you the truth. Under here, the man's gone mad. Can't remember what, AirTech, I think that is. Yeah, that's AirTech air intake foam filter. That looks aftermarket as well as silicone pipe. That's got AirTech written on it. I don't think that's standard. That's got Ram Air written on it. That holds the ECU. Now, why would you put the ECU under the bonnet of a car? That's it. That's just crazy work. And an AirTech, I think that's called a Pelham. That's about it for aftermarket bits, apart from the bend that we got when we bought it. It's all a little bit scruffy on that corner. It looks like it had wrestled a sheep or two. Anyway, that's the quick walk around. Back to sanding a little bit later on.